Battleborn versus Overwatch, Overwatch versus Battleborn, the ultimate question as of late. What's the difference? Which one should you get? Here's what Battleborn and Overwatch have in common. They're both first-person shooter action games with a colorful cast of characters who have different roles. A hero shooter, if you will. That's about where the similarities end though, as the way they go about gameplay is very different, and is why they really shouldn't be compared against each other. Overwatch is a much more shallow experience compared to Battleborn, but that doesn't make it worse than Battleborn. Overwatch is a game where you log in, hit play, pick your character, and just go. Simple objectives, capture the point, push the cart. The games are much faster, 10 minutes at the most, in and out. There aren't any other things to worry about, no levels in game, no gear, just some health packs on the ground. Its simplicity is one of its many strengths. Pop in and go. Battleborn is a much deeper experience. You have in-game leveling, you have gear, shards, buildables, game objective, and that's just multiplayer. Then you have the single-player section, which I'm not really going to talk about in this video. Battleborn has a campaign, while Overwatch doesn't, so it's a little tough to talk about their differences. There's a lot more going on in an individual game of Battleborn. There's more depth, there's more things to be on the lookout for, it's more complicated as an experience. People regard Battleborn as MOBA-like. I would agree with that, but it is not a full-on MOBA like League of Legends, Smite, Dota, or Paragon. It is still very shootery and action-y at heart. Games are longer, 30 minutes at the most, with the average game length being around 15 to 20 minutes. Here's a MOBA to shooter scale, just for reference, and where I would place both games on said scale. Overwatch's gameplay is very fast-paced. Time to kill times are significantly faster than in Battleborn. You can get one-shot sniped, headshotted, two-shot with shotguns or rockets, hooked by Roadhog and insta-gibbed, etc. It's a very fast game. Battleborn's gameplay is not as fast. Time to kill times are slower. Deaths are more meaningful the later you are in a game, similar to a MOBA. The combat is both first-person shooter / melee and MOBA-like at the same time. You have the first-person shooter action. You shoot guns, you swing melee weapons, cast spells, whatever. But then it is also MOBA-like in nature thanks to health pools, the Helix upgrade system, gear, and things like that. Battleborn's gameplay is also much busier, way more particle effects, explosions, and it can be tough to tell at times what is happening if you're not experienced with the game. Their loot and progression system differ slightly as well. In Overwatch, you have your overall level and you have loot packs. Once every player level, you get a loot pack. It comes with 4 items of varying rarities, skins, sprays, emotes, whatever. None of these affect gameplay at all. They're all cosmetic. So far, that is about the extent of the progression system in Overwatch. Battleborn also has loot packs, but in addition to skins and taunts, you have gear, which is something that does affect gameplay. You can build multiple loadouts of gear sets, and you pick and choose which set you want to bring into the game with you based on the character that you pick. It adds that extra layer of depth. Each character has their own levels in addition to you as a player having levels. On top of that, you have many challenges to complete with character-specific challenges as well. There are many more things to go complete in Battleborn. Tonally, Battleborn is much more bombastic compared to Overwatch's Pixar-like aesthetic. Overwatch doesn't really take itself too seriously, but it definitely doesn't have the same humor or style as Battleborn, which knows it is really silly. I saw someone liken Battleborn to Saturday morning cartoons, and I'd agree with that sentiment to an extent. I could delve more into the differences between the two games, but the gameplay is probably the most important and is what most people are going to make their decisions on. If you enjoy that in-depth style of gameplay, more strategic and more things going on, deeper progression, longer games, complexity, you will like Battleborn. If you think simpler is better or want shorter games and fast-paced gameplay, along with an experience that has that immaculate Blizzard polish and shine on it, you will like Overwatch. They are two completely different experiences. I enjoy Battleborn when playing with friends, strategizing, and trying out new team comps. I enjoy Overwatch when I just want to kill 45 minutes and just want to go around shooting stuff and not having to think. They're both insanely fun games. It's just the way that they go about their fun is very different to one another. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.